the nurse who dreamed about tomorrow's emergency and was right. Disclaimer: this story is a work of fiction inspired by hospital mysteries. Any resemblance to real events or individuals is purely coincidental. Some nurses work with blood, some nurses work with pain, but this nurse worked with something unseen. This is the story of Elena Moore, the nurse who dreamed of tomorrow's emergencies and was always right. But when your dreams start coming true, are you a prophet or a ticking time bomb? Ordinary nurse, extraordinary night. Elena Moore wasn't the kind of person you'd notice in a crowd. Soft-spoken, neat bun, coffee always black, no sugar. Worked nights at St. Gabriel's Trauma Center, where patients arrived faster than staff could catch a breath. The hospital was busy, understaffed, and reeked of antiseptic and stress. But Elena liked the night shift, quieter, darker, fewer people, fewer questions. One night after a back-to-back 16-hour shift, she collapsed into bed. No prayers, no Netflix, just silence. Then came the dream, the first warning. In her dream, Elena stood in the air wearing her scrubs. Everything was tinted red like a film noir soaked in blood. The ambulance doors opened. A man stumbled in, stab wound to the abdomen, shirt soaked crimson. She saw herself and two other nurses struggle to keep pressure on the wound. Then she heard screaming. Another patient rolled in, this one with a gunshot wound to the chest. A child cried nearby. And then, the lights flickered. Someone yelled, "Code blue in room 7. She turned around and saw herself staring back at her. She awoke, gasping. 6:12 a.m. Just a dream, right? Deja vu or destiny? That night, Elena returned to work unsettled but trying to be rational. Dreams don't come true, right? But at exactly 1:34 a.m., a man stumbled in, stab wound, exactly like her dream. Then, the second patient came in, gunshot wound, the child crying, the power flickering, the code blue in room 7. Everything exactly as in her dream. The only difference, the scream she let out when she realized it. The notebook. The second dream came the next day, and then another, and another, each time, vivid and detailed. And each time, the events unfolded just as predicted. She began to document them in a leather-bound notebook. Times, names, conditions, outcomes. Nurse Malik, a curious intern with a love for conspiracy theories, noticed her scribbling. "What's that, Nurse Oracle?" he joked. She didn't smile. When he flipped through the notebook days later, he turned pale. Everything she'd written had come true. Trying to intervene, Elena wasn't content just watching anymore. She wanted to change the outcomes. One night, she dreamed about a patient crashing after being given morphine. The next night, she whispered a warning to the attending physician. The doctor rolled his eyes, but ordered an allergy test anyway. Turns out, severe morphine allergy. They saved a life. Word spread. Whispers grew louder. Elena sees the future. She's touched. She's cursed. Hospital management caught wind and called her in. "Are you practicing medicine based on dreams, Nurse Moore?" "No sir. I'm just being cautious." They issued her a written warning. The night it all changed. She dreamed of a woman giving birth in the hallway. Complications. Cord around the baby's neck. No doctor in sight. She begged the head nurse to assign extra staff to maternity that night. She was denied. It's not your job to predict emergencies. So Elena did something unthinkable. She called in a bomb threat anonymously just to force staff to evacuate and reset shift schedules. They found no bomb. But the shift changed. A junior OB nurse who had been off that night came in early, and ended up delivering that baby safely during the exact complication Elena dreamed about. She saved 2 lives, but crossed a dangerous line. Visions of herself. Then came the dream she couldn't bear. She saw herself on the operating table, pale, eyes vacant, machines flatlining. A doctor she didn't recognize leaned over her, whispered, "You shouldn't have interfered." She awoke screaming. That day, she called out sick, locked her doors, blocked her windows. But then, Malik called, "We have a patient here. She gave your name at the front desk. Says she's you." Impossible. But it wasn't. Elena rushed in and saw her double. Same face, same mole on her wrist, unconscious. DNA test, 100% match. Was it a twin? A clone? A part of her from another timeline? No one could explain it. But Elena remembered the whisper. "You shouldn't have interfered." Hospital politics and hidden files. Following the incident, Elena was put on psychological leave. She was forced to undergo evaluations. Her notebook was confiscated. But Malik, ever curious, hacked into the hospital's archives. He found a file buried deep, Project Lazarus. It listed patients who had died, and then mysteriously come back. One nurse's name kept appearing, Elena Moore. Not once, not twice, 3 times, same name, same birth date, different years. Was she caught in a time loop? A glitch in the system? Or was the hospital hiding something? The hospital's secret. An old janitor who'd worked there for 30 years approached her one evening. "I seen you before," he said, in 1998. And again in 2006. Same eyes. She hadn't worked there then. She'd been a child. Some hospitals treat the body. Others, they play with the soul. That night, she dreamed of the hospital itself collapsing into flames. Staff screaming. Patients trapped. She stood alone, unharmed. The final dream. Elena no longer sleeps. She chooses when to close her eyes now because she knows what will come. In her final recorded dream, she was standing in an empty air. The lights were out. All beds were clean. No blood. No screams. Then a voice whispered behind her ear, "You saved too many. You changed the story. Now it's your turn." She turned around and saw every patient she ever saved, staring back, silent, grateful, smiling. To this day, no one knows who or what Elena really was. A prophet, a time traveler, or simply a nurse who listened when no one else did. What would you do if your dreams predicted disaster? Would you act? Would you run? Would you tell anyone? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more mysterious hospital stories that whisper truths in the dark. Welcome to Hospital Whisperers, where not everything that heals is human.